David Stanley, when are you gonna learn? Really? Another local guide posted a review in Oklahoma City for deceptive pricing and predatory lending with David Stanley Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram. You guys already know what time it is. Roll it. Guys, before we get into the video, you guys know what time it is. Today's video is being brought to you by the good folks over at Morgan & Morgan Attorneys at Law. Morgan & Morgan is America's, or the world's, largest personal injury law firm. Last year alone, over 20 million customers' calls handled. They are the largest personal injury law firm for a reason, and they get results. You can start a claim in less than 8 clicks right from your smartphone by going to forthepeople.com/TK's Garage, forthepeople.com/TK's Garage. And I appreciate the awesome people over at Morgan & Morgan for allowing me to do what I do. So guys, like these, you know, me and Butter, the insider, were chatting this week, and I was literally shocked, man. I was literally shocked at some of the stuff I've seen from employees. I guess the heat has got very, very high at David Stanley. They're tired of sitting in the oven on broil, right? Even their little YouTube friends can't help them right now. Come to find out, they have employees that work at the dealership taking photos next to cars and posting bullshit reviews so they can try to inflate their Google review ratings because they've taken such a massive beating over the coverage that we've posted, just exposing their underhanded scumbag tactics that are going on at David Stanley. Shocker. Well, one thing you can't do, and one of the things I really love, and we'll throw it up here as I'm reading this to you. One of the things you can't do is you can't forge or fabricate local guide reviews. Those are the reviews that are the most trusted by Google, in case you didn't know. They have the most weight when somebody's looking at something to make a purchase or do whatever. And we have this one here from Mia Gordon, a local guide, a trusted Google reviewer of businesses. So let's just, and what we're going to do is I'll put it here so you guys can read along with me. Please beware that the prices online are only if you agree to outrageous interest rates with financing through their bank. Oof. Predatory lending. Ooh. Outside financing, meaning if you bring a dealer funding request, like let's say you went through Navy Fed or USAA and brought your own money, outside financing will raise the sale price and is the only way you can get a decent interest rate. They put out super low ball numbers online to get you through the door, and when you get there and hear the terms, it is a different story. I passed up multiple dealerships to get here because of the advertised online price. And they had the exact car I wanted. At the end of the deal, it cost me thousands more than I thought it would. Salespeople are not direct in numbers. felt confused, and had to ask several questions for information that should have been given to me. I do feel like they are preying on the desperate and people who do not know better. I had a decent experience besides this, but will not recommend anyone to buy a car here in the future. 2 stars out of 5. So predatory lending. Shocker. Shocker. False advertisement of pricing. Now that, and this is if you're looking at buying a car in David Stanley and they have an advertised price and they try to bring you a different price because you have your own funding, that, ladies and gentlemen, is illegal. Now, they can try to sell their own warranties. If they are not specific, like there's not an asterisk next to that price with a whole box of terms and conditions on their site, they are in violation of statute in the state of Oklahoma. In fact, they can be fined thousands upon thousands.
The millions
of dollars by the state for those practices. The Secretary of State does not play in Oklahoma when it comes to dealers doing this kind of bullshit. And I've gone ahead and screenshotted all this and sent this over to them to look at.
Oh shit! Oh shit! Oh shit! No!
I think it's fair. I've looked at David Stanley's site, and I found a couple different vehicles they had for sale there. Of course, I didn't say who I was. And I was like, look, I'm out of state. I'd like to work a deal. They were like, cool. And guess what happened when I said I had a dealer funding request from USAA? Yup. The pricing changed.
Damn!
Now, I asked them, I was like, do you disclose on your website that if you use your own funding that the price may be different than what you advertise online? Or are you going to honor your online price? You know what happened? They hung up the phone. Wow. Can you say, big fines coming? Big fines coming. I know they thought that I was going to leave them alone, right? I know that they thought they were going to be good. He's not talking about us anymore. Wrong. Oh, no. And now that the Secretary of State will be looking at it with the new car motor vehicle division and the used car motor vehicle division, I had a long, when certain issues popped up here in the last month, with YouTube and stuff and other people that I know online, I got a weird email and I didn't believe it from the used car motor vehicle division. And they just wanted to talk to me and ask me a ton of questions about other YouTubers and, other issues of maybe colluding with bigger dealers and all this other crazy shit. And I was just shocked, man. I learned so much information in the last 2 weeks. It's been hilarious. I think there's going to be a lot of news out of Oklahoma coming very soon regarding David Stanley Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram. And I mean a lot of news. Between forging documents and falsely notarizing documents and bad deals and all kinds of other stuff. And believe it or not, other YouTubers, not just one, other YouTubers could be tied to the dealership when it hits the news. And that's the thing I was talking with the used car motor vehicle division about. And a member of the local news media there that asked me what my relationship were with these other two YouTubers that deal with David Stanley. And I don't know. I can't give any advice for these YouTubers, and I'm not going to mention them directly.
If people don't like it, if you're being yourself, fuck them.
But I would advise distancing myself as much as possible from that dealership before you get tied into them. And that's help I don't even think I should be giving anybody right now. But from everything that I've been told at this point, it doesn't look like it's just going to be civil penalties. It looks like some people at David Stanley could actually go to jail. Like actually violated law, like criminal law, like did outrageously crazy shit. So this review from Mia on predatory lending and changing in pricing and stuff is just another layer to the onion. And yeah, I did reach back out to the person that contacted me from the used car motor vehicle division, who's doing their own investigation. And I did also send that over to the representative at the Secretary of State that's doing their own thing about it, because it caught, the attention. And now it's funny. Now that state officials and stuff are looking at David Stanley, now the news is like, And it's funny because, I wonder how, I'll just say this. I wonder how fast the pinned comment on one of my David Stanley videos gets deleted. It could happen. I mean, I wouldn't want to be associated with anybody that was actually defrauding consumers or being tied to that story. That could like totally destroy somebody's YouTube channel. That would be such bad luck, man. Whew. But anyways, I thought this was funny that this came up today. This got sent over to me. Shout out to you guys in Oklahoma that continue to send me these as they get posted. Yes, they are violating Oklahoma statute by doing that. You can bring in cash. You can bring in your own funding. The price is the price. If they quote you a price, if it's listed on the site and they don't disclose on the site that price is dependent on their financing, they are in violation of Oklahoma law and they can be prosecuted. So I highly recommend that you file a claim with the Secretary of State. If you've bought a used car and have had issues with David Stanley, I highly recommend you contact the Used Car Motor Vehicle Division for the state of Oklahoma. They are well aware of David Stanley's tactics and are actively investigating them as well as others. So there you guys have it. Let me know what you guys think in the comment section down below. I was going to do another update video on it when the news did their story on it, because I was going to, I didn't want to like toot my own horn or crow about it. Yeah, I did. I was petty as fuck. Y'all already know what time it was. I was going to be petty about it. But now to know that the news, or because of the investigation by the state of Oklahoma, that the news was tying in these other YouTubers to David Stanley, like mentioning them in the story. Ooh, that was bad. That's bad. So I'm looking forward to it. Best believe, listen, I have like this, what they call IPTV or whatever. I literally am watching the Oklahoma news every day at their time at 5 because I can't wait for this to post. And I'm DVRing it because I am dropping this shit in a video as soon as it drops. I can't believe it. It'll be interesting to see. I don't know who could be facing criminal charges there at the dealership. And I don't know what the charges are. Obviously, they're not going to tell, a third-rate YouTuber what it is. But, you know, when you have those conversations with those officials and they're asking you pointed questions and you know, I just asked them straight up, hey, is this like criminal liability by this dealership? Man, are you guys, you know, now the full disclosure, the YouTubers that are involved or that get mentioned in the story, they're not facing criminal liability. Though I think the used car motor vehicle division is thinking that they're colluding with David Stanley to inflate reviews or post content to give them a positive light. And that's why I said it'd be interesting to see how quick that pinned comment gets deleted from the channel. We'll see. Anyways, let me know what you guys think in the comment section down below. Give me a big thumbs up if you like what I do. And if you want me to continue to do exactly what I'm doing right now. I will just say before we leave to Mia Gordon, I would highly recommend contacting the Secretary of State and the new and used car motor vehicle divisions for the state of Oklahoma if you feel like you had predatory lending. I'm sure once they reach out, David Stanley would probably cut you a check for the difference, unless they want to be stupid. Who knows? Anyways, thank you guys very much for watching. Hit that thumbs up button, hit that subscribe button, and I'll see you guys very soon on the next one.
Damn!